Jay.
Not only with Jay, but with Corin as well. Now we've got the 9th round underway here on Train, of course. It looks like Russia are getting the better of it, to be quite honest. Russia tagged up with far Mother Russia. It looks like we got Italy, just being decimated. Nembo was your last man standing, but he is going to be taken down. Let's have a quick look at your rosters, of course. We did briefly glance over them, but we'll pull them up now. As you can see, for Italy, we've got Gugli, Nemboid, Styler, Pavel, and Wolf Mr. P. Now looking at your Russia roster. There we go. We got Alone, Com, Iceberg, Mal, and Sonnet. That concludes your roster rundown. Corin, any predictions? You going to give me a scoreline?
It's a tough one. It's just a single map tonight, so I'm starting with CT. I'm going to have to go with 16-4 to Russia. But you know, 3 of these Italians have just won their Pro Series finals this weekend, and the other 2 are decent players. So I'd like to see them put up a better defense.
I mean, starting off on a much tougher T side, they've really got the work cut out for them, though, Corin. I mean, that inside site, if Iceberg's got anything to do about it, it's going to be pretty much inaccessible. You know, he's probably going to play inside. That's where I've seen him play for MGC in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a complete lockdown on the inside site, to be quite honest, if Italy can't get rid of Iceberg or Alone.
Seems we're going live now, and pretty soon we'll see what our predictions turn out to, kind of how close they are.
Well, I'm going to go 16-8. That's in favour of Russia. Of course, we've got another game coming up tonight. That's going to be the SGL Season 9 clash between Dizrak and E-Vision, the upcoming Finnish team. Top Secret will be one of the names you'd recognise from E-Vision, of course. That's coming up directly after this game. There's going to be no real break, so we're going to jump straight over as soon as this game has finished. Italy on the T side, of course, here on Train. Moving down the white halls is Pavel, the captain. Gugli at T side of mid. Not seeing particularly any commitment here from Italy so far. It looks like they're just probing, trying to find an opening. Here we go now. T side of mid push. Pavel with the headshot. Gugli with the headshot as well. Looks like we're going to see Abby reply. Not quite sure who Abby would be. Let me just check the rosters. We got Abby and Fuchs. So my roster was apparently wrong. It looks like we've had a couple of changes from Team Russia, but they seem to be holding fairly strong so far. The bomb, though, moving forward in the hands of Gugli. Let's see if he can get it down on this bomb train now. Styler with the Glock kill onto Alone. It looks like Italy have got off to a great start here, Corin. Do you think they're actually going to be able to get this T-pistol?
We've got this, well, it's turned into a 3-on-2 now, so they've still got the man advantage, which has turned into a 2-man advantage. It's all down to Ubik now, and so I'm not going to write him off here. He's still in with a chance. He's about to fairly soon going to meet 2 of them, though. Obviously, they're all waiting for him, so I think he's got a very tough task ahead of him.
He's going about it the right way, at least.
Actually above him. As you said, a very good start there for Team Italy, and it's definitely the start they needed. It should give them 2 more rounds here, and already getting close to my prediction, so I'm not feeling too comfortable about that now.
Well, I think the start, I mean, you are talking about T-side of Train, so I wouldn't necessarily read too much into it. Pistols can be picked up by those terrorists, but it's really that first gun round that's going to prove all important here for Italy. Looks like we are going to see a slow push outside the T-side of mid, 2 down Pop Dog, and looks like we got 1 sort of probe in the white halls a little bit. In fact, he's fallen back now, so here we go. Here's the push. Styler, though, with the MP5 headshot. Looks like Alone is going to shut down Mr. Wolf, though, as Gugli replies with his MP5. Styler now in that Z connector. He's taking quite a bit of fire. Down to 96 HP. Abby, though, with the USB headshot to Gugli. Nembo AK-47 frag back onto Abby, so Italy in a dominant position now. All they've really got to do is put that bomb down. We can see we got Com start to rotate because Ubik is taken out by Styler. So it's a situation unfolding here where really, yeah, there's Nembo with the bomb plant. All they've got to do now is just make sure that Com doesn't get anywhere near that bomb. Doesn't grab himself a weapon. It looks like he's going to get a headshot to Pavlo. Nicely done. Takes quite a bit of fire though, down to 50 HP. 7.62 rounds just connecting. He's going to grab himself a Galil. Corin, do you think he should fall back here?
Yeah, I think he will be falling back because, you know, Galil's not a great gun, but it can hold the inside sight quite nicely for next round, and it's definitely a big advantage as opposed to just keeping his USP or Deagle. So, certain looks like he'll be saving it. He'll be trying to get another kill, but Styler comes up from behind him and shoots him in the face. So that won't be happening, and we should see another eco here from the Russians.
As you can see, there's a CT spawn. No real purchasing going on. I think I just heard a Deagle purchase, but not going to read too much into that. It's just a straight deco round coming up here for the CTs of Russia. Now, Abbey looks like he's going to be... Is he going to rush straight through side here? Very aggressive push. It looks like he's going to go towards T-side of mid, in fact. You see those flashbangs coming out. Slows his pace down just a little bit. Can hear footsteps, though. Along with the headshot to start the round. A 5-4 situation. Leveled back up by Googly, though. He picks up the AK-47 frag. You see we got Italy now starting to make some, well, a concerted push down towards Pop Dog and such. They seem to be just a little bit anti-eco here as Fuchs picks up the headshot, and he's going to get the second one with the Deagle as well. Nicely done. Eventually shut down by Pavel at the electrical box, but I think damage could have already been done here. As Com now coming in for the flank as well. He's going to pick up the headshot from behind. And this is a fairly disastrous round for the Italians so far, Corin.
Yeah, it's all down to Inferno's Pavel, and he's going to get that headshot onto a lone. It's a 1-on-2, certainly not impossible here. He's going to pick up the bomb without any resistance, but doesn't know Ubik sat there in Pop Dog. Gets spotted, takes USP file. Com will be coming up behind him any second with an AK in hand, and Com gets that headshot. A great round from Com there. I think I counted several kills for him, just 2. Great round for Russia as well, as they get that Deagle eco, and I think this could be a tough game from now on for Italy.
Yep, definitely going to be an uphill struggle here on that T side, of course. Especially now that, you know, they've had to repurchase weapons. I mean, if you look at the deaths, they've well, Googly's had 3 deaths, so he's died in every round so far. And we've got everybody else in 2 deaths, so it's not like they haven't been having to repurchase weaponry as well. Deagle eco coming in. It looks like we are going to see that side push shut down by Abbey and alone. Abbey though with the AWP, finishes him off with the USP though. Looks like we're going to see Woolstead to push out, but he's going to be picked by Abbey, and that's now 2-2. And as quickly as we saw that pistol run go the way of the Italians, we've just as quickly seen 2 rounds go the way of the Russians now. And with that, you know, dominant CT side, do you think they're going to start to actually pull away here, Corin?
I think they almost certainly will. We do have our first buy round here, but if they can't do much against the Deagle power of the Russians, I'm not sure what they're going to do against the Hawks and M4s, but we'll have to wait and see now. And we're getting quite an aggressive 2-man push at side with bomb. I'm completely blind from that. It looks like they'll be getting towards the Orca any second.
Oh.
3 good picks there from Italy, and they've got the 2-man advantage here with the bomb in the hands of Wolf, who'll be planting it just for the open area in A on top of the train. Styler gets that pick onto Ubik, and it's all down to Alone here, coming on top of Pop Dog. He is right above Nembo. Nembo is surely, no, it looks like Alone won't be going down there.
Looks like he's
Nembo
just going to go
pushes up to meet him. Shot in the back of the face again, and that's a surprisingly good round for Italy there, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, taking the momentum back, that's, you know, I didn't expect to particularly see that, to be quite honest. It all started from that side push, picking up the, well, Nembo with those 2 frags, those 2 key frags. That's really set the tone, and I don't think Russia really got any chance, you know, to reassemble and sort of even think about defending a site. So, good play from Italy, but still a lot remains to be seen here. 3-2 the scoreline, of course. Taking a look at your top scorers so far, it's going to be Styler 7-2, got Nembo on 7-3, and Abbey on 6-4. Speaking of Abbey, here we see him in side. Bit of a cheeky spot. Probably going to be good for 1 kill, but not much else. Looks like we are starting to work the white halls here from Italy. Wolf, and that's going to be Styler covering with the AWP, so anticipate, yep, I was going to say I was going to anticipate the bomb moving that way, as we can see. Let's pull up your map. Oh, lone double headshots. Googly and Nembo both shut down T-side of mid. That's going to be a huge bonus here. Lone's going to grab himself an AK-47, and he sees at least 1 more on the ground, so I imagine he's going to call his teammates over. And pick up some of that 7.62 goodness here as Wolf. Oh, he just baits those 2 dropped AKs. There's going to be the 2 kills to level it back up here, and well, Abbey's going to grab himself one of those abandoned AKs that were baited. Styler in T-side of mid, finishes Abbey off with the Deagle. Is he going to get the second kill? Nope, Wolf's going to finish him off. Grenade just for good measure. I think there's another one as well just to follow it into the Pop Dog. It looks like Ubik is going to get hit by the second one. He's going to be forced to go back up Pop Dog. 39 HP remaining for him. The bomb has been planted, and, well, Ubik has about a snowball's chance in hell here, doesn't he, Corin?
Yep, he's under 40 health. He's got 3 people to kill and a bomb to defuse, and just the Deagle to do it. And already he faces Pavel, gets shot in the face, and it's another round for Italy. And I've got to say, my prediction's looking even more unlikely now.
Well, I think I said 16-8, did I? That's looking unlikely at this rate. I mean, there's a chance here that we could see Italy pull out a mammoth upset. I mean, the Russian squad, like I did say, been together at least 2 seasons that I can remember of Euro Nations Cup and Nations Cup play. So it should be fairly well gelled as a unit. But Italy just seem to be overpowering them here. I mean, Styler getting a pick to start off with. This is yet another gun versus gun round, the second one we've seen so far. So we are seeing Alone and company starting to rotate towards that inside side, but the action really is happening outside here as Gugley picks up an AK-47 frag. I mean, replying with the ARC frag, and Mr. Wolf though with the headshot from the AK. So Italy still with the one-man advantage. Nembo's going to actually pick up the bomb again, and it looks like they're going to concentrate on just holding up that Z connection rotation and just getting the bomb down here on the outside site as Wolf is shut down by Alone. Styler still covering that Z connector, but I think Ubik and Alone here. I was going to say they're not going to be rotating that way. One does take a little bit of AK-47 fire. It sounded like that hit him in the head, but I think that went through some sort of material first because he only has 74 HP, so didn't do nearly enough damage. Nembo getting the plant though, and it looks like Styler's going to be covering from Pop Dog. He is going to be taken out if he's not careful here though. Ubik is going to pick him off. Just going to leave Nembo underneath the bomb train. Don't particularly fancy his chances here. I think this is going to be a good round for Russia if Ubik does pick up the headshot, which he does. It's going to allow Alone to move in for the defusal, and it's going to be a 4-3 scoreline. Russia on a good retake there, Corin, but that looked a little bit shaky for a moment, didn't it?
It did look very shaky. They let Italy get in, they let them get the bomb down, and it was a close one to get back in there. And they're still a round down, and certainly they're underachieving, almost as if they're a player called Pez. But hopefully they'll be able to get back in this and dominate on the CT side.
I gotta dig the sly Pez burn you got in there. We're gonna be playing some Left 4 Dead with him later, I do believe. So I'm sure that he will try and nom your brains for that remark. Anyway, Nembo diving Pop Dog here. Looks like we're gonna see push. Well, he's gonna check out Heaven first, but doesn't particularly see anyone there. This bomb site has been smoked, so obviously anticipating one ARP on site. Styler with the opening kill. That's going to be an AK-47 headshot here as Abby sees somebody in the midsection of the map on the upper side. He's going to connect with the M4 headshot onto Mr. Wolf. Nicely done. Com also clearing up Gugley. Looks like we are going to see Abby actually chop down from fire from that Eagle's Nest spot, but Alone replying. Good communication coming in from the Russians. It's one thing that definitely has to be said about them. They do play together as a team. Nebo, though, with the AK-47 reply, though. So Alone being shut down, he goes 1 for 1 this round. Not really the kind of performance he would have been looking for with a full ARP kit, is it, Corin?
It's not enough. I've got to say, I can't really talk much about what's happened this round. I was blind for 5 of the kills. Seems a lot of flashes were used, and Ubik does then manage to get that AWP and nade kill at the end to finish it off without Com having to do much. And they're back level, and you'd have to say that Russia really need to start, powering ahead and be aiming for the 11-4, 10-5 kind of scoreline, Jake. Yeah,
most definitely. Your sort of usual score is 11-4 on train. Any more than that, and it's a bit of a coup for those CTs. But I think if we see a 10-5 scoreline, there's every chance that Italy picking up a pistol round could be a distinct threat. So Russia probably not comfortable yet with the performance they've put in, but still plenty of time to pick up the majority of the rounds here. Alright, Gugley with that opening pick, 5-4 situation again. This is what Italy have done exceptionally well so far, Corin. They have been first to the punch, so to speak, and they seem to have had the better of the Russians in the, at least in the initial engagements.
They have, yeah. They've found it quite easy to get into this outside bomb site. They're not even having to try inside right yet. And 2 picks there for Italy, having got the bomb down. It's all down to Alone in a 1-on-4, and he will definitely be saving this AK at the top of Pop. And so far, every time they've gone for the save, an Italian has just come up behind them and shot them in the back of the head. So presumably he'll be trying to listen a bit more carefully, but so far there's no one really too close to him.
No, it looks like Alone's doing the smart thing here. He's decided that AK-47, the body armor that he's wearing, are definitely worth saving, so he's going to let that bomb explode. And it's again another round over to Italy here. They're showing a lot of character, to be quite honest. I mean, they're supposedly backs against the wall against this powerhouse Russian squad. I mean, they're giving them very little respect, and it just, taking over that upper site with just, single man pushes, and they seem to be doing it with ease. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the way that they've played so far. Then again, it could all turn around. Saying that, Styler again with that first pick, Italy off to an absolute flyer here in the 10th round of this first half. Train is a very ARP heavy map, and it seems like Italy have found the striders. Nembo picks up a headshot as well. This is A 5-on-3 situation in favour of the Italians. 5-on-2 as Gugli and Paddle pick up kills. It's going to leave, who's your last man standing? Let's go all the way through the players here.
Beak sat there and he'll be saving his AK once more in the white halls near the toilets. And it's really not a good start for Russia here. And at this point, you're getting towards the time where you have to change your favourite and start patting Italy on the back here.
Definitely. I mean, the performance they've put in is just been overwhelming. There's nothing that the Russians have really been able to do at the choke points to keep them back. Looks like Yubiki's probably going to lose his AK. No, he is going to get that kill into Styler. Styler with the AWP is going to be captured, but really, I think Yubiki should have had that kill a lot sooner, to be quite honest, and that's kind of symptomatic of what we've seen so far from this Russian squad. He's going to be eventually dropped by Nembo, and like I said, it just seems like Italy, they seem to be winning these individual battles more often than not. That's what's given a 6-4 scoreline on this T side, Corin. Perfect chance of seeing an upset T victory here in the first half, and really Italy would surprise a lot of the critics, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think certainly Russia are underachieving. We've seen some nice Deagle headshots from them, in particular like third round where they did get that eco win, but other than their Deagle skills, we've seen very little to kind of set them apart from really quite average teams here. And once again, Italy just pushing in the side, getting those picks, and finding it far too, I mean, this is against an eco, but they're still finding it far too easy just to get in and plant the bomb, and that's what's given them these 6 rounds on what's normally such a difficult side.
I will tell you one thing that they're doing that's exceptionally smart. Once they're pushing the outside site, they're not initially flashing that Z connector. They're waiting maybe 20 seconds or so after the initial push from T side of mid and side, then flashing it, and it really is denying Russia the use of that Z connector, which is probably the best way to rotate if you do have an M4, isn't it, Corin?
It is, yeah. I mean, really, you want to be able to rotate all your players who aren't there through CT, through pop, and through connector, and to lock down just one of those is limiting Russia's options. But Russia have got this first pick there with Yubik onto Styler. Man advantage is what they needed. I think that's perhaps one of the first times they've actually tried to go inside. It was a very slow inside. Nembo gets that AK long-range headshot onto Common. I believe there's another CT down there. Abby is still at side, but rotate back more towards main. And both teams playing it very slow this round. We've got a 2-man slow walk towards the inside side here without the bomb, and seems the bomb will be catching up with them fast, and all 4 of them will be looking to, I think they'll be just pushing inside down lower where they will see Ubik's AWP, and I think this could be a good round for Italy if Ubik can pull it off. Russia.
Oh,
there is that first pick for Ubik.
That's a good kill from Ubik. That's the second one so far. I mean, counter AWP onto Wolf, who's actually been fairly sharp with his AWP so far. But it looks like Italy have gained access into this low site. And again, Russia exceptionally slow to rotate. Then again, Alone does show up just on the nick of time. Abby coming from side as well, so it looks like they have actually managed to get onto that inside site. But again, a fairly slow rotation. I mean, they must have known that attack was coming from the second that they saw the smoke being deployed in those white halls. Unless, of course, that was Russian smoke. I don't think it would be, though, because it's kind of a crazy smoke to use. Anyway, 7-5 the scoreline.
No, I believe it.
Sorry, Corin, go ahead.
You know, you've always got to remember that it could be a fake, and you know, Russia don't want to get caught out. But I do agree they were a little bit kind of slow off their feet there, and so far it's not been helping them. But obviously that round, their AWP skills paid off, and it's almost got them back in the game. But they are still 2 rounds down, and it looks like we're going to have another round here for them, which should get them back in it. As Alone gets 1, Abby gets 2 kills with that M4 and USB. So after Styler and Pavel, who are both sat here just outside and inside main. A kill for each team, and it's a 1-on-3 situation here, all down to Styler with his AWP.
Well, Styler did just spot Alone over at the Z connector, but obviously not able to do anything about it. He's going to be flashed here and rushed probably any second. Have to defend himself close range. He's not going to be able to do that. He's going to be USP'd. I'm not quite sure who got the kill. That would be actually Ubik. So Ubik putting in. Let's have a look at Ubik's score actually, because he's been. I was going to say he's been one of the standout players. He's actually one of the only 2 Russian players so far on the CT side with a positive kill to death ratio. Now that is interesting, Corin. I mean, much stronger CT side. Only 2 members with positive KDRs. What do you think's gone wrong?
I mean, they've lost 7 rounds is the key thing that's gone wrong, and you really can't afford to do that on CT of Train. I mean, it's going to be very hard to come back, and they're really going to have to up their game and possibly even hope for Italy to kind of drop their game back a little bit. And that said, they've got this round and they'll be looking to make it an 8-7 to at least give themselves a minor kind of advantage going into the second half.
Absolute massacre on that inside site. That was fairly impressive defense from Russia alone, and I think it was it Calm? Let me just check. It was alone and Ubik again. Actually, they managed to lock down that inside site. So they are showing, you know, glimpses of the sort of skills that we knew that this Russian team could bring, but still, really, I mean, the sort of, I suppose, the sticking point has been this outside site, and really with the ease that Italy have actually been able to walk into it in the past couple of rounds, as we see again, Googly moving in for 2 headshots. Russia just don't seem capable of defending side or T side of main, do they, Corin?
No, I mean, you can't let someone like Googly just run in there. Look, you've got a CT either side of it, and he's just shooting them both one at a time in the head. And you know, if you're letting that happen, it's no surprise that Italy are almost certainly about to win 8-7, and that's what they need to change for the second half. Obviously, in the second half they won't be defending, but they've got to be winning these. If they can't even win the 2-on-1s, what chance do they have in the 1-on-1s?
Very true, and that's going to be an 8-7 half-time score, which... how many times, but you can count it on one hand, how many times have you seen T-side actually pick up a victory at this level of play on terrain, Corin?
Not very often, Jay. Not at all often.
Well, it's just happened, and Italy got to be feeling pretty good about that. They've got to be thinking, okay, all we've got to do now is make sure that we just maintain the sort of, you know, the aim that we've had, and lock down those bomb sites. I mean, if they can keep side and T side of mid, maybe put Googly on that inside side, there's no reason that they can't actually pick up a victory here, Corin.
Nope, they just need to, you know, a good pistol around here sets them off nicely. A good pistol puts them up to kind of, you're looking at 10, 11 rounds straight away, and really on the CT side to throw it away from them, then, you know, they'll be going home with their heads in their hands and feeling quite down.
Probably rightfully so, to be quite honest. I mean, a lot of people over at cadred.org were saying that this was going to be a walkover game, that Russia were just going to absolutely destroy the Italians, but that's not what we've seen so far. It's been a very even game, to be quite honest. I think we've been kind of ripping on Russia a little bit. They have had some sort of flashes of brilliance, alone being probably the key standout player, but really not shown the sort of 1-versus-1 skills that this Italian squad has so far. Anyway, Abby is going to start the round off form over Russia. He's going to get that headshot into Mr. P. 5-4 situation. It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually capitalise on these 2 picks now as Alone takes down Styler. Bomb is going to go down. It looks like we're going to see Alone dig into the site. So Italy here, they've got to coordinate. They've got Googly actually picking up a headshot onto Com, but as we can see, Nembo pushing into site all on his own. And we have 2 members making that push. Pavel Lowe with the USP kill onto Fuchs. Nicely done. HE in hand. That's going to go out towards the back left of site. As my phone rings, Corin, do you want to take it over for a second?
Yep, we've got a 2-on-2 situation as Pavel and Googly gets in, and Abby takes down Googly. He's run out of bullets. Is he going to go for a knife? He is! He gets that knife going to Pavel. I'm hoping Jay's still watching because he wouldn't want to miss that, and that's a good first round for Russia. It was a pretty close one. It could have gone either way until quite near the end, but they really needed that round to get off to a good start on this T side, and that puts it back to an 8-all game. And if they can win these next 2 rounds, which they surely should, they're back in the lead, and hopefully for them we'll have the momentum to take them further.
Well, I am back. I did catch the knife kill as well. That was impressive. I mean, that's always well, it's always humiliating to be taken down by the knife, and especially to lose, the pistol round, and that could very well shape the course of this game. And the knife kill, I suppose, is the cherry on top. If Russia can actually keep hold of the momentum now, Corin, they could very well pull themselves back into this game, couldn't they?
They could, yes, and obviously this is just an anti-eco here, so they're going nice and slowly. There are 2 Deagles waiting for them just below Pop. Looks like Russia just trying to... Russia will go down and get that kill. He doesn't know there's another there. Nembo takes down 2, taking them by surprise. So we're going for this third onto Ubik. Ubik knew he was there, got that headshot, and we're back onto a... We're not back on, we're on a 3-on-2 game here. Styler gets taken down. It's just Googly. He will be sat at the end of this bomb train. He's about to face... I can't see who it is, but no, it was going to be Fuchs, but he's now moved off, and Googly's still sat here on A2 train as the bomb goes down on A1 train, and he's about to walk into Fuchs. Surely no, Fuchs has gone back as Googly goes up that way, and they seem to be just going around in circles now. Fuchs will finally... Com will actually find him first and take him down. pretty standard round there, despite those 2 good kills from Nembo, and we're surely going to see another eco here, and yes we are, so we should see another round for Russia.
It would have to be something exceptionally dramatic, even with those 2 kills from Fuchs, to actually take the momentum away on a deco from this Russian squad. They do have a, sort of, well, Forza especially have a lot of anti-eco tactics. Do you remember the Euro Cup game that we saw against, I think it was them and CrackClan, where we saw the momentum go backwards and forwards? We saw like 5 eco rounds in a row going either way.
Yeah, I definitely remember one of the stranger but more interesting games we've seen, I think.
Yeah, well, that I suppose that's a testament to Russia's anti-eco strats eventually, because they did manage to hold CrackClan and actually take the momentum back. Anyway, Ubik and Abby going to just clean out that inside site. That's going to make it a 3-0 scoreline. That round was pretty much a formality though, and now we see a situation unfolding where Russia do have the lead, but they're on the weaker T side, Corin. This is going to be the time that they're going to have to prove themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they've gone up 10-8, and obviously, as you said, this is the first buy round, so it's going to be tough for them, I think. They are a very strong AWPing country, as well as side here, and Styler's going to be AWPing out of this connector, so I think it's going to be really a lot down to the battle of the AWPs, and Com gets that early AWP pick onto Googly. That's going to be a big hit for them in this first buy round, and it looks like they've got the bomb with 2 others just sat on top of Pop Dog. I think they're expecting someone to be down there, but as we can see on the radar, there actually isn't anyone, and they'll be going for that first pick onto nobody, and I would guess they'll be pushing inside with a little fake at side, but it seems they're not quite decided yet where to go.
It seems like they've already tried to sell a fake to Nembo over at side. Nembo seems to be watching Pop now, so he's going to be perfectly placed to repel any sort of any transfer that could happen down onto the outside site, but I don't think that's particularly going to happen. Saying that, it has. We've got Abby actually out. Mr. Wolf there with the M4 kill. It looks like we're going to see Com replying with that AWP onto Styler's Ubik, and Fuchs pick up kills as well. Fuchs was actually TK. That's going to be Ubik taken out by the team fire. So we're going to see Abby get onto the bomb train here. He's going to put that bomb down. Not before Nembo can actually get the headshot onto Fuchs, though. Nembo going to be moving between the mid stall here. Looks like Pavel's going to grab himself an M4 kill. Com for his 3rd kill of the round. That's going to shoot down Pavel. Com playing from Pop Dog. You see him just falling back here, playing exceptionally smart, Car, and he's going to get those flashbangs in the right place at the right time. Just cover the bomb, make sure that there's going to be no defusal. It looks like Nembo, he is going to be pushing forward, though. Playing a smart game himself. Doesn't manage to get the kill, though. Going to force Com to actually fall back up Pop Dog ladder, and while Com is just going to jump down here and pick him off as he goes for the defuse, isn't he, Car? In fact, he's not even going for the defuse.
He's not even going for the defuse. You know, I said it was going to be a game for AWPs, and 3 big kills there from Com, certainly one Russia that round, and no, I think Italy really need to step up their AWPing from, in particular, Styler, and be able to match Com, and that's the only way they're going to really stay in this game, even on the CT side.
Well, as you can see, we got Abby on 7-2, Ubik on 6-1, and Com on 5-1, so good start here from the Russians. This is what was missing on the CT side. Looks like they're setting up here anti-eco in White Halls, obviously anticipating somewhat of a push, but looks like we got M4s in place, so the Italians sort of going for a mixed buy here. Obviously, well, it seems like they're panicking about losing the first 4 rounds, Corin, and they've either lost coordination on the buy system, or they've just decided maybe just to throw in that M4 just to try and keep I was going to say MGC then, to keep Russia on the toes.
Well, yeah, I mean, one M4 on a CT side of the train can, it really depends where the terrorists go, because one M4 you can get 2, 3, 4 kills. You know, it can change the outcome of the round, and that could change the outcome of the game, so, you know, maybe the risk will pay off, but certainly it's a slightly strange move, and it looks like the terrorists will be planting inside with most of the CTs stacked outside. They'll be rotating back in. The M4 is still live with Styler. I guess a nade does 67 damage to him. He'll be pulling back and just saving hold of that rifle. Not such a good buy after all, perhaps.
Yeah, as long as he gets out of there with it, I suppose it's not that big of a deal. I was going to say, though, by the same token that it can be somewhat of a help, it could be a hindrance as well. I mean, what happens if you only, what happens if you don't get a kill, and come the next buy round, everybody else can buy, you can be the weak spot, and, you know, Russia would be a smart enough team to actually exploit that. They'd figure out where you were playing, they pushed there first. Anyway, the bomb explodes. It's now a 5-0 scoreline on the half, and it looks like the Russians definitely do prefer this T side on train. Well, maybe only against the Italians, but the scoreline now 12-9. That's coming in from the halftime score of 8-7 in favour of the Italians. So Russia seem to be on a bit of a flyer here, Corin. How would the Italians have to go about stopping them? Is it just I suppose it'd just be taking down Ubik and Com at this point, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, I was talking as if their buying was actually a strat, but it seems that Stylo, who kept that M4, dropped the M4 in spawn, bought an AWP, and no one's picked up the M4, so it seems they're really not communicating in the buying, and if they're not communicating there, I can't see how they can be communicating in the gameplay, and that's why Russia is 6-0 up, and that's why Russia are getting back into the game at 13-8 up.
This has just been one of those, bizarre land games that comes around maybe once every 6 months, where everything you know about CS gets completely turned on its head, and all the sort of standard cliches about train being CT-sided, they go out the window, and we see just a really weird game unfolding. That's what we've got at pretty much the moment now. I mean, we see Russia 6-0 up on the T side. We saw an 8-7 victory for the Italians, so somewhat bemused, but still entertained. Anyway, alone from T-side of mid, he grabs the headshot through the smoke onto Mr. P. It's going to be the perfect start here for the Russians, and Nembo just counter-flashing back, making sure that there's going to be no push. Does look like the bomb is going to be making its way down towards White Halls, though. We've got Abby there. Just look at the map, see if there's anybody else with him. Yeah, it does look like we've got somebody watching his back in White Halls as well, so this is probably going to be a good situation here for the Russians. If they can sell that outside push, they can always send Abby in for the cheeky plant, can't they, Corin?
They can, yep, and it looks like they'll be walking there, 3 of them. Don't think they're going to be that solid. They're getting flashes or smokes. A couple of smokes and flashes now. Siler's quite low, but he'll be spamming that Clarion into the smoke. That kind of Siler, who dropped the M4 and bought an up last round, now having to settle for a Clarion, does show how screwed their money is. And he gets headshotted there by Ubik. Good round for Ubik. Is now 11 for 2. It's a 1-on-2 situation. It is in favour of Italy, and Nimbo will take down Fuchs. That's the first round on the board for Italy this half, and it's got to be the first of many for them to come back now.
Yep, 13-9 the scoreline. They've really got to switch it on here, and I suppose just completely, lock the Russians out of those sites. That's the only way that they're going to actually have a chance here, because if they allow the Russians any sort of, command over the monetary system, especially being on that CT side, yeah, it's going to be over before they even know it. Anyway, Abby has pushed those White Halls. He does have the AK-47 in hand, so as we can see, obviously money not an issue just yet for the Russians. Fuchs over towards side. You see, we've still got Italy on for masses, so obviously cash is still an issue for the Italians here. Pavel and Styler holding that inside site. We've got Googly holding pop, so they seem to be set up in some fairly, I suppose that's a fairly aggressive position from Googly. Com just started to peek out towards that Z connector, and very, very cautious though. Seems like maybe that first half has sort of intimidated the Russians a little bit here, Corin.
Yeah, they're still going very slow, and I think they were trying to fake inside there. They've all come out, well, 3 of them have come out pop. They've got those picks onto Nemo and Googly, lost one in return, and alone will spot Wolf. There's one in connector who, a good up shot there, I'm guessing from side. I can't actually see from his eyes, but it looked good from a lone screen, and it's a 3-on-2 here, still in favour of Russia, and Styler's just waiting there for Fuchs. Another good shot from him, and pulls it back to a 2-on-2 with his, I believe, second kill of the round. Yep. Ubik does have the bomb. He's going to get it down, but Styler picks him. Oh no, he doesn't pick him. He ignores the planter, picks Abby. Ubik gets onto Pavel, and it's a 1-on-1. Both players know where each other are. Although Ubik has managed to work his way around.
I'd have to say advantage Ubik at this point, because the bomb sort of acts as a second member. It's going to be a constant distraction here for Styler. Styler's in fact had to switch out to the AK-47 because he knows that he does have to go for the defuse. Are we going to see Ubik pick him? Yep, we do. Nice easy kill there for Ubik. Very smart play. Just decided that no point in going looking for that frag. He was going to let the CTs actually try and get the defusal. So Styler goes for it, doesn't get it, unfortunately for the Italians now. 7-1 scoreline, and even worse than that, Corin, that's going to really cash screw those CTs, isn't it?
I think it. I would think it would, but you know they've got guns on their backs, most of them, and I think I actually see an MP5 there, so clearly they are fairly cash-free. But again, they have an M4, so it looks like again they're just not talking about buys, but they've got 2 kills, and Pavel decides to. Has now got that AK. Another kill from Nembo. Com gets back on Wolf, and it's a 2-on-3 situation. It is actually in favour of the Italians on that kind of strangely half buy there, and Fuchs brings it back to a 2-on-2. He's still at T-Sport, and Pavel and Silo will both be holding inside. They'll have to rotate fairly fast to prevent Russia from just planting outside.
Bomb is down as well, Colin. I guess that's going to be...
Bomb down at the top of the ladder, so it is.
Yeah, Com's got to go up and retrieve that if they really do want to stand a chance here. He's going to actually pick it up, so it looks like the bomb is going to start to move. Is it going to go inside? Looks like he's going to wait Fuchs. Yep, looks like they are going to go white halls here. Yeah. Aggressive play from the Italians. I have to say they've sort of been a constant thorn in the side for Com and company. Now, Com picks up a nice headshot to Style. That's exactly what was needed at this point. Looks like he's going to go outside as well. Cheeky play here. I'm pretty sure that whoever that is at the top of it's going to be Pavel. He's not going to actually... Well, he's going to realise now with just 16 seconds he doesn't see them anywhere near the site. So, yep, he's going to fall out to the outside site. But the bomb has been planted. 2-on-1 situation. Fuchs waiting at the back of the inside site. Picks up the headshot to Pavel. And that was a prime example of how to...